To battle, pack mates! And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Model. I am Captain Turek of the new heavy cruiser Burning Claw, still in the Burning Claw, despite enemies' attempts to, well, destroy the ship as fast as they possibly can. And we have had some interesting missions, going through crashing against 09 and running from 09. Basically, the enemy has really come at us quite hard, and we haven't quite yet made the foothold that we've been trying to do, but we're getting close. I can feel it. We just need a good couple of missions in 09 before we finally manage to take this tile and give ourselves a foothold right on the border of Hydron space. So let's kick things off and rock a holding action, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is the scouting mission where we have to go to a listening post and figure out what's going on and then run, or just run by the mission, depending on whichever is easier. Okay, so red alert, let's kick the speed up not super high because we need a lot of power for the ESG. Oh god, that ESG is such a power hog. And are currently squaring off against a BC-1, a pirate heavy battle cruiser, a light cruiser of some sort of Hydron description, at least according to that screen, yeah, and a dreadnought, which means this is a large cage monster, which will be very interesting. This, on the other hand, is a listening post, which is friendly to us, as well as the Atrocity. Now, if that's not a Klingon name, I don't know what is. You have better be a carrier, buddy, because if you're a C7 and that's your armament, we're going to have problems. So at least we know what our current tactic is going to be today. We're not fighting all these. We would die if we tried to fight all these. We're going to run. Run as fast as we possibly can. ESG down to 0. Why? I want it. I want to be able to basically put a super dense contained field around my ship to protect myself as best as possible. Also, it will intercept ESGs. It'll damage the drive doing it. Well, not the drive, but the ESG generator. It'll intercept Hellbore cannons. But, hey, it's a way of stopping the enemy managing to hit the rest of your ship or damage your shields. So yeah, it goes through the shields, but it keeps your shields intact. It's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm not completely sold on whether or not it's a good idea. Alright, so how are we going to slip through this blockade? The enemy will, of course, increase speed to a maximum, which I cannot reach, unfortunately, right now. So, we're going to have to discharge our disruptors so that we have the energy free, and then we're going to sap from it. Also, while hauling this gigantic crate around, dear goodness, we are still accelerating. We have such a fat behind. It's a bit of a problem. 26, 27, yeah, disruptors... offline. Give me more power. Give me more power. Oh, wow. That hurt. That was like significant amounts of pain that I was not expecting. Come on, engines. Give me more power. We need to really kick things up. Reinforce all. If you get too close, I'm going to just kick on the ESG and make you back off because I can do these things. Hunter-killers on the way, but we are probably going to slip in front of them, and that'll make things nice and easy. This large cage monster is currently dueling with the Atrocity, who is not a carrier. Oh, no, he is. But if he is a carrier, he's a super small carrier, which is a bit of a problem. So, yep, we slipped by the fighter field, and now we could just head straight on till morning. We are, of course, setting the shields to 360-degree coverage, purely because the Hellbore does not care what it hits. The Hellbore will always go after the weakest shield, which is an annoying weapon system to fight. A really cool weapon system if you're the Hydrons at the time, because it's awesome. The fact that it just ignores whatever's actually facing you and always will go for the weak side is 80% of the time the most awesome thing. And then you'll run into that brief period of time where you try to do an alpha strike on somebody right in front of them, you blast them, and the Hellbores all go to the rear shield, which knocks that down, but you don't really get any damage through, and all your phasers go on the front shield, but you don't quite get through, and you manage to accomplish nothing because you've split your damage across two shields. But that only happens like 20% of the time. Most of the time, it works out much better than that. So yeah, they're chasing. Haha! What you gonna do with that? Oh, they're going to run from that. They're afraid of that. They want nothing to do with that. They think that I'm Romulans and think those obviously are nuclear space mines. I think that's the one thing I missed from the Romulan playthrough, as long as it was the fact that just every so often, on occasion, you would drop a nuclear space mine on top of somebody, and all hell would break loose. Alrighty, so that's mission complete. This was all we had to do. Just slip into the listening post and steal it. Or steal the data. Which is a nice way of knocking off about 5 points of Empire defense. So, yeah. Simple mission, just cruising through at maximum speed. Didn't even have to waste anything. Oh, we did waste a mine, but that was more because we were amused. And we have neutralized the tile. Oh, this is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to take our foothold on enemy territory, and that will enable us to annihilate our enemies more easily without having to go back like 3-4 sectors in order to get back for repairs and rearms. This will be very important, so I hope the mission is not insane, and the mission is not looking great, because that's a big ship. That's a really big ship. That is an LGE plus. And the Devil Slayer's with us, which is another C7, which, dear goodness, why do they keep sending these C7s against us? Oh, duh. I'm an idiot. It's like, C7, it's a dreadnought, right? No, no, no. C7s are not dreadnoughts. C8s are dreadnoughts. C9s are dreadnoughts. B10s are battleships. B11s are also battleships. C7s are heavy battle cruisers. Which I should know, because all the way back in Season 2, we were in a C7 for a long time. It was a really good balanced ship. It's not, like, designed to crack a dreadnought, but it'll do a pretty nice job of it. We should probably start kicking up the defensive shields right now, because he's got to get into reasonable range for his Hellbore and start plinking away as best as he can. I'm going to go for a bit more ECM rather than ECCM. I don't really care if my weapons are super accurate right now, because we're going to get really close and probably bump into him if we don't just outright go for his fighters. Luckily, it is just a single dreadnought against us, so we don't have to worry about too much flooding of fighters. There could be up as many as 20, but I think, yeah, he's a dreadnought, so he's only packing 8 fighters. We can deal with that one. I'm feeling lucky now. So we're going to set this ESG out to a range of Trace, this ESG out to a range of Dose, and we will smash them with a multi-layered defense. It'll be beautiful, awesome, and wonderful. We're not going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage to the Dreadnought, but that's fine as long as we stay away from him. That's really the thing about Dreadnoughts. As long as you don't get too close, you're good. These are apparently Federation Stardogs. You can tell that because they are firing missiles at us, and Federation Stardogs do, of course, love their missiles. We'll kick up the speed a little bit more, because I really do not want you to turn in and hit my ESG, which you're definitely maneuvering to do, because the ESG has to be focused on his fighters only. So if it doesn't, then we've wasted a lot of firepower. Alright, kicking on. Oh, also he has... There we go. Alrighty, now we can get involved. So, opened him up, caused a nice little bit of damage, dented him quite badly, actually. We took out the Gatling phaser on our side, which is very useful for us. We can start to slow down now, get a little more power for the ESG. And I do anticipate, of course, that he is probably tumbled. Yes, he is no longer generating electronic countermeasures. We will unify our ESGs down to a range of 0. We no longer need them for anti-fighter work, and I prefer to get close to them with ESGs because the amount of damage it does is just hilarious. Tractor beams to active mode. I had forgotten. I don't know why I'd forgotten. I pointed out they were Federation Stardogs. I knew they were coming, but whatever. We'll just have to pay some attention to them. The problem is if I have my tractor beams on, then they're always taking power. So I have to have my finger right over the button to activate all tractor beams. At least that's the plan. How are you doing? More missiles coming in something? Yeah, so we're playing a little bit of a quick time event game here. Alrighty. All weapon select. Actually, no, 3s. Charge up the 3s first, and then all weapon select. We're going to hit him like a ton of bricks. He hit me like a ton of bricks as well, but he fired before my ESG came out. And that allowed me to get the shots through. He could have actually probably pretty badly damaged my ESG if he had waited just a little bit to fire those Hellbores into me. But we passed through him, and he is limping along at 13 and dropping. Now, to be fair, we're only doing a speed of 14 right now, but most of that is because the ESGs are such massive power hogs, it's almost unfunny. Seriously, 10 points of energy per to charge this thing. It is such a power hog. Useful, don't get me wrong. I mean, we can alpha something like 150 something, as long as we hit everything. But it does take a lot of power. And of course, is it the Devil Slayer? Yes, the Devil Slayer getting in there, laying into him, just ripping him to shreds. He's lost pretty much all of his heavy weapons at this point. And now the Devil Slayer, of course, using his point-blank weapon. Oh, that's... Oh no, good timing. Thought for a second that his missiles were going to get wasted there. We have a catastrophic failure on the tractor beam system. He is down. And there goes an enemy. I'm going to guess... It might have been a battleship. No, that had to be a dreadnought. Defensive tractors to full power. And in fact, I'm going to do this. Pseudo frigates, you're on defense. You're going to defend... Oh, well, maybe not. See, the primary way that I would deal with pseudo frigates recently was to just fire missiles at them. Because they are very vulnerable to missiles. They don't have a whole lot of weapon systems on board. So as much as I'd love to have them for point defense like I would do a fighter squadron, I probably should keep them inside. Yeah, get back inside the crate. I know, you wanted to stretch your legs. You don't get to do that anymore. We do have our tractor beams at full power, so there is that going for us. We have 2 You'd think that a pseudo-frigate carrier would have more than 2 tractor beams, but we have to remember that this is in a time period before the pocket tractor, or whatever they call it. The tractor anchor? Anyway, for those of you not quite aware, there's 2 main small craft that are used for combat in this game, aside from shuttles. Shuttles don't really count. They're auxiliary defense support units. They don't, like, kill things unless you fill them with a scatter pack, but there's nobody in them. There's fighters, which, you know, space fighters, as you would imagine, and pseudo-frigates, which are basically small starships that don't have warp drive. I assume they don't have warp drive. And they have to be carried into battle by pseudo-frigate tenders, which is a ship that we have. Now, early on, when pseudo-frigates come out, they're basically doing what we do. We've got a big, like, this is literally a giant cargo crate that probably we have plumbed with power and air and all that, so that we can actually work inside of it. And we carry the pseudo-frigates right there, physically inside the ship. The problem is, as you may have noticed throughout this game, our acceleration is absolutely trash. Our maneuverability is not all that much, so we are really paying for this capability in losing a lot of maneuverability. People wanted to fix that, make it so that, you know, more ships could carry pseudo-frigates and it wouldn't be such a massive penalty. So what they ended up inventing was like a tractor beam clamp thing that would allow the pseudo-frigate to just hook on to the outside of the hull. And you wouldn't have to have all of this extra equipment underneath your ship that takes up tons of room and really affects your handling characteristics. Which, you know, it's a good idea. And one of the side effects of that is, if you run into a pseudo-frigate tender after the period where that technology really gets fully integrated into the ships, they just have absolutely hilarious numbers of tractor beams. Like, trying to get through the tractor beam defense with missiles can be a bit of a lesson in frustration, which is another great reason why, of course, the Lyrans would use pseudo-frigate tenders, because it gives them even more missile defense against the Merak. So, yeah, we're gonna bump him. Get ready for the bump. 87, we're gonna stop. Just all stop. Come down to a stop, please. Tractor beams protecting us. Of course, we only have a few, so that's a bit of a problem. We went too far. We're on the other side now. Now we're not punching damage through. That's no good. Oh, I forgot to drag the Devil Slayer with us. That has become our new tactic. We literally drag these ships towards us and, you know, go into battle with them. These missiles could kill us. Like, let's not understate the presence of these missiles. They are deadly. If they actually get through, they will ruin our day really, really quickly. No, tractor beam. Or not. Yeah, there we go, disruptors. Nope, we're going to have to wait until we get back around. And use the forward-firing weapon system. Also, once we take this out, we will have a lot less that we'll have to worry about. Nope, ESG is about to come online. And bounce. Slow down a bit more. Just keep orbiting. Oh, another ESG about to come on. That's not great. Just the timing of it is not going to hit anything important. Like, it weakened it, but who cares? Oh, another ESG. And just steadily, slowly dealing with that. There we go. Punching through another hole. Slow down a little bit more. In fact, I'm going to order an orbit. Oh, you want to orbit the other way? No, I can't do that. I can't do that because this shield is pretty weak, actually. So we're not going to orbit that way. It would be dangerous and foolish, and we are not looking to die. Come on the front. Mortar jump. Nope. Just phasers. This shouldn't be much longer. I anticipated dying shortly. It's just that we don't actually have many side-firing phasers. It's kind of ironic. What is the radius on these? Wow, these are our outer pylon ones are super narrow disruptors. Like the inner ones, which I assume are either up here or up here, are pretty decent field of fire, but the outer pylon one's just not working for me. How long until that ESG is ready? Almost ready, so we will pop that on as soon as it gets to full power and just smash all the damage into something. We're not in a super big hurry, although it looks like the C7, the carrier version of the C7 has managed to finally show up. And get ready to follow up. That did it. Oh, it's just a ring of fire. When that hits you, oh, you're in a bad way. Which is exactly what we're looking to cause to the enemy. Let's increase the speed of time just a little bit. Missiles, unfortunately, like the point defense system, is affected by how fast you go, speed of time, for some reason. I don't know why. it's pretty frustrating, actually, because it means you can't just rush these star docks because of that. Because if you do, they will slip right by your point defense. Like, we have checked it several times. It's pretty frustrating, actually. Well, it looks like they've started to engage fighters with that, so that's interesting. How many more missiles you got? You've got to have used almost all your reloads by now. Like, I'm finding it hard to believe that you still have so much ammo. Oh no, these are just straight up Merak docks. Never mind, they're not Federation docks. Because they're Z. And Z in this game, for some reason, applies to the Merak. Not sure why. The Zinti, maybe because their original name, and that's sort of an homage to it. That would seem a little bit on the nose. ESG is full on. Get ready to follow up with every single other spare weapon you've got. For 114 damage. Well, that's more like it. And we're just gonna all stop. I don't mind doing an all stop command here because we're fine. Yeah, he's out of missiles. That was literally his last volley. Excellent. So they will take that out soon, and our weapons fire will just eventually blitz this thing down. So that'll actually be a successful capture. Almost guaranteed. I mean, I suppose the universe could come in and smite us. That has happened before. Where the game just decides suddenly, no, you're dead. Come on, almost ready with a big barrage. So one really nice thing about disruptors. They fire every turn. Alright, that's another Drydock destroyed. And we're just going to go maximum speed time because I'm pretty sure he's out of ammo. Although our forward shield is pretty badly damaged. Disruptors, like photon torpedoes, despite the fact they deal less damage, have the same splashback characteristics as photon torpedoes. So if you're too close within a range of 1, you deal damage to yourself that's based on 1/4 of the amount of damage that you dealt with the weapon. So at that range, Disruptor deals about 4 damage, we deal 1 back. We've got 4 Disruptors, we deal 4 back to ourselves. Which is not great. Wait, no, we have more than that. We have 8 Disruptors, yeah, so we're dealing 8 damage to ourselves. Which, our shields were not in tremendous shape, but they weren't terrible. Disruptors fire. They're a fun weapon. They're an interesting weapon. They're a decent anti-ship weapon. They're terrible for anti-installation. Like, whoever came up with the idea of using Disruptors as your primary heavy weapon, I have to wonder, why? Well, I suppose there is no race that uses Disruptors as their primary heavy weapon. It's always supplementing something else that deals more damage. Alright, so that'll... Oh, yes, we have 0-9. That will help a lot. We will not have to go nearly as far to repair, reload, and rearm. And we got a promotion to Commodore. Nice! So we're 2,326 prestige, which doesn't give us enough cash to buy anything. I think, anyway. I'm 90% certain. We could buy an SRF, which is a Pirate Cat survey ship, because we decided that we want to start scanning gaseous anomalies. Sorry, wrong movie. We're not going to do that. NBT is what we're driving right now, actually. Yeah, two pseudo-frigates, 8 disruptors. Interesting ship. I don't hate it. It has proven itself to be very powerful in the right circumstances. So, what are we working towards? Tell me, game. Show me something. Like 6 ESGs. That would be fascinating. Although, only 6 disruptors. Although they are disruptor 4s, which makes them longer range. Disruptor 3s that we have go out to a range of like 30. Disruptor 4s will go out to 40. It'll allow us to skirmish a bit more. And since disruptors fire so fast, it's all about that range. Yeah, there's really nothing we're interested in just yet. Epicenter? No, and salvage we don't need, so we're going to push out. MET-10 Patrol! The good old-fashioned standard mission that will keep us just rocking and rolling along all day and all night. Let's red alert increase speed. We have no friends, we have no enemies in sensor range just yet, but all things will, of course, change. The enemy is somewhere out there. We will find him, we will kill him, and just for now, we're going to get nice and tight, hugging close with the ESG. Probably, if they end up being Hydrons, we'll do something like this. And this, just for the super epicenter ring of destruction that we can yield. It probably would actually be better to do both on 2, because that'll increase the amount of damage that it deals. I don't know. I just don't want it to all get wasted. And 1, unfortunately, is a bit too close. Oh, hi, you're a Dreadnought. That's not, that's a Paladin. That's a Paladin. So we'll set a probe, find out exactly what it is we're dealing with. I don't think you're the fighter carrier, but I do think you have 8 fighters. Or was that something else? Doesn't matter. You're going to be pretty significantly armed, which I worry about considerably. Let's kick on the reinforcement 360 degrees. You're not terrible, actually. You're 4 and 4. That's kind of battlecruiser range, actually. I mean, you're tougher than a battlecruiser because you're bigger than a battlecruiser. But yeah, we can make that work, I think. Yeah, let's go in 2 points of ECM. I care more about being defended right now than I do about hitting, because my main weapon doesn't matter. If I pass into the space that you occupy, you just take damage. That's it. And that's very useful, because it means that I don't have to play Steely Games with him on his ECM. Like, I'm going to go up to 3, because if you want to counter me on that, you're going to have to start knocking down your own ECM. And in that case, well, you're no longer getting your 2 attack shift, which you want to have. How am I doing on power? ESGs? Ooh, you might actually be... The Paladin may be fighterless. If that's the case, we can just do a big crunch pass. And crunch passes are really nice, because we can do a lot of damage doing that. Yeah, you immediately started countering that, so I'm going to go 5. I'm going to take you up to the roof on this one. Let's see how far we can go. We're not traveling as fast as I'd like, so let's go about that. It does take us, of course, forever to accelerate. And you missed all of them. Oh, you do have a fighter escort. You have 8 fighters on your escort. Okay, time to turn off right now. ESGs, I need you on a 2... we'll go for 2 and 2. Yeah, we'll do it both. We'll do it this way. Alright, we need to break off from him. We need to get some distance. We need to get some speed going. We can't afford to tango with him too much, because tangoing with him will lead to bad things. We are really nailing his ability to hit us back, which is good. I don't think he's got a full point in that, so we are still putting out quite a bit of power. We're just going to hang out at his outside range just for a little while. We will have to take a couple of hits that we don't really want to, but that's fine, because the primary goal are these fighters. Take out the fighters, we can do something about the Dreadnought. Kick it on. Okay, we're at full power. Let's see if this is close enough range to do something about it. And Buzz, you're gone. You're gone. Okay, fighter group is down. So, we're not in a terrible position, actually. I kind of like this position. His Hellbore can hit me from this angle. It's a huge radius on these Hellbores. Like, he will be able to pound me with that, and I'm not happy about it. In fact, I'm so not happy about it, I'm cutting these down. Ow! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. They take so much power. So much power. Thought is to just run away for a bit, charge up the ESGs again, come in at a new angle. It's a thought. It's a thought we're taking. Mine. And get clear of the mine. And we're going to do a little bit of harassment. Let's get the pseudo frigates. Let's not waste this gigantic crate full of stuff. We have lots of presents in here. This is like Santa's sleigh that we're carrying along with us. We may as well make some use of it. ESG's back to full capacitor charge. I want you sapping that engine. Give me as much power into that thing as possible. Yeah, I know I told you to not do that, but I'm telling you otherwise. Marines, I need this, I need this. Those are the things you must worry about. Anything else, don't care. But if you can take those out, we're in good shape. ESGs, anything? Flood it now. Oh, too big of a radius. Open it up, Marines. And pass through. Took out the one on the correct side. Okay, so the first of his Gatling phases is out. Oh crap, we need to set you down to 0, and we do have a bubble, which I am going to see if I can't bleed into you just a little bit. It's not going to have much energy in it, but it is a wide bubble. So if I can get it to 3.99, I can actually touch him with it. No, he's running. He's going to avoid it. No problem at all. It's actually pretty nimble. Those are going to come online very shortly. I'm tempted to actually shut off one of my ESGs. Let's offline it. I want the power. I want the power more than I want the offensive. Oh, that's pretty good. Get me within a range of 10 and we'll... Wrong one. I keep doing that. I should really swap my disruptors and my phasers. Because normally I pick one for my long-range hardpoint. Except our long-range hardpoint is no longer phasers. We're no longer doing a race that does that. Keep out. Okay, shield is down. Repairs. I need a little bit of patchwork on the labs and fix my disruptor. I'd like it back. Just charge this up whenever you get an opportunity. We're going to reverse this turn. We can play with them. We have pseudo-frigates. The pseudo-frigates will pick them apart. They'll get good angles on them, and they'll do something to them. And that's the main goal here. Whereas we can play, yeah, shoot at me all day you like. I don't mind. Partially because you're not being particularly accurate. So disruptors. And we're not in a great position to engage because I can't get all the disruptors on. And you've got a powerful shield in front of me right now, which is, of course, not great. So put some power into that and right through into the damaged hull, which is not tremendous. I haven't... No, I turned it back on, didn't I? Is it online? I don't know. Red alert, all system on. Yeah, charge it back up. You can play with me all you want out here. Oh, no, maybe not. You have fusion beams. But we are kind of just outside on the edge of where fusion beams are effective. Disruptors don't have an angle. Drop a mine? Yeah, he's afraid of that one. He wants nothing to do with that. That'll allow us to get an open shield as we beam over Marines. We did take some damage from it. It's not terrible. It's not great, though. We should probably avoid that in the future because we have an ESG that just took a dent. And ESGs damage easily and are very difficult to repair. But you're about to show me nearly an open shield. Cut through, did 11 damage, not bad, plus the follow-up from them, didn't actually do anything, but we are skirmishing with them. How much longer? Capacitor's not ready to go. Oh, wow, that must have hurt, but he just alphaed to do that. Which one are you, friend? You're coming home. Get back inside. Disruptors, not yet available, but shortly, and I'm on his 6, which is wrong button. Must not do that. ESGs, closing. We're closing quite quickly, too. If you've got any power in the ESG rattle, it needs to be activated right now. We're going to plow it. Like, I'm going to plow this mine. Because I got to get within range. Yep, we plowed the mine. There we go. Getting some nice damage on here. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And... no, we're going to pass right on top of him. Mine, break off, come to port. And we're going to hit him with another ESG. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of his heavy weapons getting involved. We have lost an ESG, but we're still in good shape. He's a Dreadnought and we're not, which is nice. You're not taking that out as well as I'd like. Marine teams. Send over our last team. We got it. Okay, good. Disruptors will actually come online shortly, because we're about to get an angle. That did get a hit on through, which is not wonderful, but we're really nailing them pretty badly at this point. We haven't lost any power. Patch the Disruptor. I care about that. Losing another shield. Well, actually, no, we didn't. His fusion beam didn't actually manage to cut through the shield, which is pretty good. Now, the mine forced him to go wide. Unless he wants to plow the mine. I don't have an objection to him trying to plow that mine. ESG2 on. That'll scare him off just a little bit. So we've taken out most of his weapons at this point. He's pretty badly mauled. I think we need to pull back just a little bit for a re-engagement. Also, I'd like to get some power into my electronic warfare system, to the point where I'm actually going to say electronic warfare is more important than other things right now. And in order to do that, I'm going to go down to 2 here. No, I do need 4. Because I wanted a defense shift of 2, just to make him extra hard to be able to touch me. How is my pseudo frigate? It is ready to rock, so let's get that out of the bay again. Get back, get on attack. So let's get you both on attack at this point. We're just going to go on in. We've taken out most of his heavy weapons at this point. He's in trouble. He's wallowing at this point. Doing 9. Okay, 9.2 isn't quite wallowing, but you get the idea. Managed to nail me. Knocked out another shield. Not happy about it. ESG. No, you take out a disruptor and a phaser. That's a good shot. Nice stream of fire going on in there. How's my ESG? Sap it. Yeah, we almost never get up to full power on this thing anymore. Lay into him. He is going to dump a mine, which I'm going to have to plow, but I don't think he's going to be able to clear the mine before I walk over him. Alrighty, he's out. I don't think he's actually going fast enough to be able to set off that mine. So phaser 3's on the damage. No, he's down to a 1. Alright, pull out. We got him. Good job. That worked out tremendously. Managed to catch out a Hydrant Dreadnought in the middle of nowhere, took advantage of it, wasn't able to stop us at all. Proud of you boys. You done well. Our big crate. 296 prestige, a little bit less than I would have preferred. I mean, it was a pretty rough fight. That is going to cost us quite a bit, actually. Yeah, 130, plus some mines, plus a lot of Marines that we expended. Because we needed to use the Marines. And spare parts. Probably didn't make a whole heck of a lot on that one. But that's going to do it for today's episode. We have managed to capture 09. It is our brand new staging ground. Our next siege, quite obviously, will have to be 19, although I may go and try and cut it off just a little bit so it's easier to get at. We'll probably go for a bit of a surround on it just to siege it out. We're not great at destroying stations, but if we can capture the station, That would be great. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I upload these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.